Don't call us, we'll call you.
I wasn't rude, was I? I wouldn't like them to think I've got no manners.
You were wonderful, Mrs. Thursday. It's a pleasure to serve you.
You were a fat lot of good.
I'll learn. Bates, when you've dropped me at Mrs. Thursday's, go and get yourself a cup of tea and come back in half an hour. We'll take her to see the estate in Oxfordshire.
What about you and Mrs. Thursday? Could I have a comment, sir? Oh, come along, sir. Any comment at all? Anything at all, sir?
Mrs. Thursday and I are merely good friends. Other than that, I have nothing to say. Constable,
Just one thing more, sir. Before you... Come on.
Thank heaven you've come. They're here.
I know. I directed them to come here.
What for?
Well, I thought it would be more appropriate if you spoke to them on your own territory, so to speak.
Well, I don't know what to say to them.
Well, you know Mr. Dunrich's wishes in this matter. Make such provision for them as you think fit and proper.
You do it.
No, Mrs. Thursday.
Well, come in with me at least.
I wouldn't miss it for all the tea in China.
We've all been admiring your parlour, Mrs. Thursday.
You have such lovely photographs.
Yes, aren't they beautiful? Are these your children, Mrs. Thursday?
Yes, but of course they're young here. That's Gordon. He's at sea, Merchant Navy.
Oh.
Then Fred, he's in Australia, married, 2 children.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Jenny. She's married too, lives in Sheffield. And that's Pat, the youngest. She's in Canada.
Oh, how sad. So you don't see very much of them, then?
No, but they're very good. They write regular. Oh, and I've got some pictures here of my grandchildren. I've got 3. But you don't want to see them.
Oh, we do.
Another time, perhaps. Mrs. Thursday wishes to speak to you.
Yes. Well, I don't know what to say, really. I mean, this was sprung on me, as you might say. I didn't ask for the money. You could have knocked me over with a feather when the gentleman read out the will.
Well, it couldn't have gone to a kinder or more generous woman of that, we're sure.
I want to do what's right. I suppose you're all working.
Working?
Oh, you mean social work? Yes, I've done a little with the WBS.
No, proper work, where you get wages.
I don't understand. To work? I never work.
How do you live, then? How do you live without working?
Well, George made us all a very generous allowance.
How much did he give you?
George allowed me $4,000 a year in the car.
3,000 and no car.
Oh, was it 3? I'm terrible at figures.
And the same for Mrs. Margot, and the same for Mrs. Nicole.
How much is that each week?
£60.
Each?
Each.
£60 to spend every week?
Every week.
Well, that's more than most families down this street get in a month.
Yes, I know, but our situation is a little different.
Oh, I don't know what to say, I'm sure. Mr. Hunter, could I have a word?
Oh, yes, of course, Mrs. Thursday. Excuse us, ladies.
They don't expect me to pay them £60 a week, do they?
Well, I'm afraid you've no real choice, Mrs. T.
What?
Well, it seems they have certain legal rights, and they could take the matter to court.
Why?
To get a maintenance order from the estate. Oh, I don't think they will, of course. They need your goodwill, but on the whole, I think it would be better if you continued the allowance, you know. Mr. Dunrich was really rather fond of them.
He must have been. He must have been out of his mind. £60 a week each. I never heard anything like it. Still, I suppose he's partly to blame.
Well, he did marry them.
I suppose they've got used to having money.
A very easy thing to do.
Oh, well, they're more to be pitied than blamed.
I would have thought so.
And we can afford it.
Out of 10 million, it's a mere drop in the ocean.
All right. I've had a talk with Mr. Hunter, like, and I think the only fair thing in the circs would be for me to keep up what Mr. Dunrich was paying you.
That's extremely generous.
You're a good sport.
Oh, vous êtes gentil. You're wonderful.
There's one condition. You've all got to get a job.
A job? You mean to work?
I mean to work. There's plenty of jobs going, papers full of adverts. It's for your own good. I mean, you get a job and some experience behind you, you'll be independent.
I won't do it. I'm not going to spend my days shut in a stuffy office. I cannot work.
Suit yourselves. I'll give you a week to think it over. Come to me then, prove you've got a job, and you can have your money. And so long as you hold the job, I'll pay out.
Mrs. Thursday.
No arguments. Think it over, like I said. Good morning.
Now, look
Sure,
here,
you
Mrs.
can't.
Thursday,
You
No
can't.
arguments.
Have you got the car?
I'm afraid I sent it away, Mum.
And how are we supposed to get back to town, may I ask?
There's a bus stop at the corner. If you just walk there and turn left, plenty of buses, and they're quite comfortable, really. I've been using them for years.
I don't know how you do it.
Neither do I. I've never carried on like this before.
Well, you've never had 10 million before. Oh, by the way, I asked Bates to come back in half an hour. I thought you might like to go down to Oxfordshire to see the country house.
Oh, lovely. Oh, that is kind of you. Yes, I'd enjoy a ride out. Cup of tea while we're waiting?
Cup of tea.
Oh, not in there.
Oh, of course. I quite understand. We'll repair to the kitchen, shall we?
This way.
Penny for them.
Not much company, am I? I was thinking about the money. I shall have to give it up. I could never manage it
You've managed very well so far.
so far. What do you think, honestly?
I think that Mr. Dunrich knew what he was doing when he asked you to take care of the money.
Take care of it? Is that what he meant?
In a way. As a sort of trust. After all, money's only so much paper and metal. It's not an end in itself. Though a good many people think it is. It's what you do with it that's important.
A sort of trust.
That's it. Exactly.
Oh, well, I'll think about it. If I did decide to keep it, would you help me?
What a question.
I mean, you'd stay on with me
Like a shot.
as my business advisor.
Business advisor.
That's settled then.
You know, the most remarkable thing is you've never once mentioned getting anything for yourself. Surely there's something you've always wanted and couldn't afford.
Oh, well, I'm very fond of music. Opera, all kinds, really. I'd like a proper gramophone, one of them big ones in a cabinet. I'm saving up for one, actually.
Why not get it today?
They're £80 odd.
Well,
No, I've done without it all these years. I can do without it a bit longer. I'm not going mad just because I come into a bit of money.